Superstars, I'm dressed like this because the beef between Chris Brown and Zara Larsson reminds me of Christina Aguilera and Eminem's. So I decided to dress as Christina Aguilera presenting that award to Eminem.
Interesting. Eminem.
Anyways, have you guys seen those Plus subscriptions that Meta is introducing? For WhatsApp Plus, Facebook Plus, and Instagram Plus. We are paying so much. Like, we're already paying for so many stuff. I'll tell you now what we're paying for. So it's WhatsApp Plus, Instagram, Facebook Plus, X Premium, Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime Video, Apple Music, Spotify, iCloud, YouTube Premium, PlayStation Plus, Xbox Game Pass, Microsoft 365, Canva Pro, Uber One, Tinder Plus, and Google One, and so much more that other people are still paying for. We are paying for so much, superstars. Like, let me know in the comments if you are tired of paying for stuff.
I want you to sing my name. I know a lot of you don't know me. My name is Lebo. It's very simple. This is what you say. Lebo, Lebo, Lebo.
Welcome to Let's Not Levi. Now this is a show we shine a spotlight on the culture. Anyone that you should know or already know. Now, superstars, I tried buying the Star's 1st of June issue, but I didn't know that so many people read newspapers and Benoni because we ran out while I was trying to get them. Like, I went to so many places. I went to 2 spas. We have 2 spas here. I don't know about the other sides of Benoni, but right by my house we have 2 spas. I went to the petrol stations and they were all out. Like, there were other newspaper issues and whatever, but not the Star. And the reason I wanted to buy the Star is because the Star is, I mean, if you've watched my running club episode, you will notice that it was in partnership with the Ubuntu Legacy, and they were trying to end period poverty. So that is why, because now I wanted to buy the stuff because they are doing something similar. They're doing the same thing, they are shining a spotlight on periods, and so many students, so many people that aren't able to afford, oh my gosh, they aren't able to afford, buying themselves pads and, sanitary pads and all that. So they have to go to school using newspapers, and sometimes some don't even go to school, and it's such a sad reality. I always do say that, why are condoms free but not pads? I feel like that is such a natural thing. I mean, you guys can hold off on all the that you keep on doing, like that is, you can stop doing that. You can be celibate, you can abstain, but women cannot stop their periods. It's something that is natural. And someone's gonna be like, no, we want condoms to be free and whatever. But I think until you have a daughter or a sister, or and you guys are in that situation where you can't afford pads and whatever, then you'll never understand it. But let us get into hot topics. I miss you guys so much. Like, it's been so long since we last spoke, so let's get into hot topics. There's so much to talk about. I want to start off with something that I'm really looking forward to, which is Tshedza Pictures debuting a new telenovela that is going to be replaced Scandal on ETV at 8 p.m. on the 29th of June, which is titled The Four of Us. And I'm saying that I'm looking forward to it because I really love me a tag team of seasoned actresses. Like, on the river, we had Cindy Dlatu and Mushidi Motshekga. Oh, I hope I'm saying her name right. But I really love that duo. And then on the Queen, we also had Connie Ferguson and Rami Chweni. And now we have Cindy Dlatu and Rami Chweni on one telenovela, which is The Four of Us. And I really can't wait to see what they will be bringing, because I know Cindy Dlatu can act, Matlabantu. I really love the I feel like I watched The River for quite a few of, the people there. I really did watch it for Cindy Dlatu. I watched it for Mushidi, because one thing about Mushidi, she bodies. Oh my gosh. When I tell you that she had me shaking because I was kind of young when Rhythm City, when Rhythm City was this huge thing or whatever, and she was there, Miles Vilagazi.
I've been looking after the baby, and usitsi kanjani mntwana khona? If one more person number ka se rathane yana seo, ke tla se busetsa ko tswang ko teng la nkutlo ke reng.
And I kept on joking with my friend back then because her surname is Vilakazi. Shout out to my sweetie, Sindiswa. What did I say? Shout out to Sindiswa Vilakazi. But her surname is Vilakazi. So I kept on joking to her saying that, you know, your dad is Miles Vilakazi because, yeah, you know, I mean, Vilagazi, you know. But anyways, I really loved her on Rhythm City. And now also Rami Trini, you know, I just feel like I'm trying to think of other things outside of the Queen, but I really did love her. Gracious. Was it Gracious? Good. Okay, yes, Goodness was the daughter. Yes, Gracious. I really loved her portrayal of Gracious. And Connie Ferguson, of course, you know, I mean, it's Connie Ferguson. People were clowning her for her acting on Generations, but back when Generations was starting out, which also I want to say to Generations and Mfundi Mvundla and the production, you know, NSABC1 and whatever, that can they put Generations, the OG Generations, not this legacy Generations, the OG Generations on Netflix. I would really love to watch that. Like, I really, really would, you know. I really would. But I'm looking forward to the four of us, and I can't wait for that. And yeah, let's move on.
Highlights on E! Tomorrow. At 5:10, The Young and the Restless. At 6:30, Rhythm City.
So superstars, it's Pride Month, and actually, what are you guys gonna be getting me? Tell me in the comments what you will be getting me, because you need to get me something because it's Pride Month. But anyway, enough of that. I want to say it's Pride Month. So, and there was this clip of Brighton Ngoma circulating on Twitter, you know, talking about the dark sides of the acting industry. And I was about to tear into him because I was like, why is he saying all those things about Senzo and Jason on Generations? And, you know, but then I watched the whole thing. I watched the whole podcast interview and actually came out enlightened. I actually really loved everything that he was talking about. And he is so dead on serious and right when he says that our legends should not be struggling. I mean, if you've been watching me for all my episodes, you know, oh my gosh, you know that I keep on saying that we need our industry to be regulated and South Africa needs to do better. And, you know, we just need this whole, because guys, it is so sad to me. It is so sad to me that our legends come up here and talk about they need donations and they're struggling and there's no royalties and all that. And I'm like, that shouldn't be happening. Like, that shouldn't be happening. And I get that we have such a small infrastructure, but I feel like South Africa has built so much, you know, and it's so sad to see that the industry is still lacking, you know, the creative industry, you know, because it should be sustaining us. It has to be sustaining us. It should be. It should be. So I really loved his interview. I loved that he shed a light on that. And I also just loved I even love what he said, because that clip is taken out of context as usual. I mean, they all do take clips out of context. But he was really saying that he got into the industry saying he would never do that. You know, he would never be seen kissing a man. But then while in there and you're an actor, you know, you get thrown into stuff that you don't think you would actually be doing, you know. I mean, look at is it Jacob Elordi? I think it was Jacob Elordi who was playing Elvis. Yes, it was him, right? That was playing Elvis Presley. I think I'm gonna have to fact check. But he had to gain weight. And then with also 50 Cent, remember he had to lose considerable amount, he had to lose a significant amount of weight. Yes, when I use considerable amount of weight, significant amount of weight, same thing. That happens. I just feel like that happens. I think someone else, I don't think. Kind of who played Taylor Lautner too. I remember Taylor Lautner for something he had to lose. I mean, he had to gain weight, and I was like, why is he gaining weight? Because he was so handsome on Twilight, and I was just drooling at him, and I'm like, why are you ruining your body, like, but it's acting, it's, you have to portray the character, and you have to do method acting. Method acting, I've heard horror stories about. I mean, isn't it oh my gosh, okay, I don't know how I'm getting into now that Joker actor who decided to, I think, kill himself over that whole method acting thing. I don't know why I'm there. All I'm saying is I really loved that interview with Brighton Ngoma. Let's move on. I'm in too deep. Wait a minute, this is too deep. So Sophie Rain has the internet divided, and she did this by revealing that a basketball player offered her $15 million for her virginity. And the reason why people are split is because she is a successful OnlyFans creator, and she has also claimed that she earns more than the average, sports player. And now people are like, I don't know if I believe her, because I mean, she is showing her body off to the world. I don't believe that she's a virgin and all those sorts of things, and I'm really not there for that. Tell me in the comments if you believe her or not, but I'm not talking about that for that. I am bringing this up because I actually have heard, not me, I've heard and I've read and I've seen on movies such things. I don't think it's foreign for Hollywood people, and not just Hollywood people, rich people, especially rich men, but rich people, because it's not limited to men, it can be women too, but rich people offer a certain amount of money for people's virginities, especially in the auctions. They have online auctions. It is giving a whole lot of things, but it is actually something that does happen quite often. You think it doesn't, but it does. Those auctions also do happen, although they kind of are illegal, very illegal, but they do happen, where people be offering a whole sorts of things. They offer money, they offer assets or whatever to take people's virginities, and I guess it goes into that purity culture thing, and people, and being valuable when you are a virgin and all that. So these men want to be the first to take a bite of the apple or whatever. And as I'm saying that, I'm cringing because that is the most disgusting thing that I've ever said. But it is, because why? It is. It happens though. It happens. I don't want to say it doesn't, because it really does. And this is the situation. That situation just reminded me of that, like it just gave those kinds of auctions. So, Sophie Rain, name and shame that basketball player. Name and shame. But let's move on.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
So, Superstars, I watched Gayle King's Call It Daddy podcast interview, and I really loved it. I really did. I don't even know where to begin, but I will begin by marveling at the fact that Oprah and Gayle King will be celebrating their 50th friendship anniversary. Like, imagine reaching 50 with your best friend. Like, they bested so hard that they are icons, literal icons. I mean, they are friendship icons. I feel like we should, put them as a mood board, like, a Pinterest board kind of thingy, and say this is the friendship I aspire to have. But that interview with Alex Cooper and Gayle King, it really didn't give interview. It gave girl talk, and I love that. I love the fact that Gayle King is such an open person. She welcomed any and every question. She answered truthfully, and not just truthfully, but she answered with some humor. She, was not closed off. I really love that. I really love the fact that nowadays people let people into their world. And honestly, I hate I can't say I hate celebs for giving PR answers, but it's because of 2020 and, you know, cancel culture. But I love the fact that this wasn't any PR, you know, stuff, you know, not PR questions and not PR answers. I love the fact that she spoke on her husband and her ex-husband and that divorce and, you know, him and his infidelity and how she battled around that. She's actually saving a whole lot of women with that, because like she said, like, you get gaslit, and you get gaslit so much that you end up really thinking that you are the problem. Like, is it me? Am I the problem? And I feel like we've all experienced that. I feel like we've all experienced where you're like, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I am doing too much. You know, maybe, you know, I should get myself checked because, you know, because this man is saying this and that and all that. But she is saving a whole lot of people. And I do want to say that that man didn't resent her. He just resented her success. That's it. That's legit it. Legit it. Oh my God. That is the truth. I always say to my friends, I hate insecure men. They know this. I really do hate insecure men, because insecure men will do you really dirty. Like, insecure men aren't secure enough to, you know, because you can regulate your emotions, you know, you can, you know, tell yourself that, no, I'm in my head too much, I'm overthinking, whatever. But they try to, you know, beat you down, and they just say a whole lot of things, and they will never compliment you. They will just try to belittle you and say all sorts of things and just try to crush you and your dreams. And I say that he resented her success because the fact that he kept on saying that he hates how she's so Gayle King and whatever. He hates that she had the fame, you know, she had the success, she had the money. They do. Oh, they do. Oh, you know, it's rare to find a man that will uplift you and take the back seat and let you be the star, you know. Controversial, but I do think that Jay-Z is that kind of a guy that will, you know, take the back seat and let Beyonce shine. And there's not a lot of men who do that. We have seen with Kanye West and how he didn't like the fact that Kim Kardashian was getting bigger and bigger and bigger than him. Oh my gosh, him. Bigger than him. It happens, whether it's celebs or not, because it even happens when you're not even a celeb, you know. He will just try to humble you. Oh, I hate men that humble people. I hate it so much. But I really did love the Gayle King interview. And Gayle King, you're not alone in the movie dates thing. I also really do love me a movie date, not Netflix and chill. Before men are like, yes, Netflix and chill. No. Movie date, you know, take me to a nice movie and then dinner and then ice cream walk, you know, and then that's cute. Like, I really do love me movies. I really do. I think cinema is dying, you know, the film industry is dying, but I would love that to be revived. And let's move on.
What's up, baby? Take me out to dinner. Hey, yo.
So Grindr, oh yeah, why are we talking about Grindr? The yellow app Grindr? Yes, Grindr. Grindr had their Confessions with Madonna and Friends interview, and I really loved it. I really loved everything they spoke about and all that whole setup. I just loved that whole setup. Like I said with the Gayle King interview, I love when celebs just, you know, let their head down and talk about anything and everything under the sun. Talk about even the things that people are like, ooh, I would never talk about that on camera. Let's talk about it, because why are we, you know... Anyway, what I wanted to say is I really love the fact that because people on the internet were coming for Madonna, these kids, this younger generation, I guess, they were like, oh, why is Madonna, you know, talking about John Kennedy as, you know, her best F and whatever, you know, her best FUCK. And I'm like, you guys don't know Madonna at all. Like, Madonna's whole brand has been sexually liberated queen. Like, that's what she's been giving since the 80s, like a Virgin performance and the Erotica album and the sex book. And this is Madonna. Like, please, let's, get a grip. And I love the fact that these are things that we talk about with our friends. I don't know if you guys talk about these things with your friends, but I sure as hell talk about these things with my friends. I feel like with my friends, there's no TMI. There's really no TMI because they be telling me stuff, and I'm like, girl, I don't think you should be telling me that.
Hit you like this here. Mang, leg up. One arm on neck, one arm on frontal. Your frontal off.
But that's how it goes, So I really loved that, I really loved her and her friends, or, that whole setup that they spoke about all those things, and, because I just feel like we've been going into this conservative thing that I don't even think people are really going for it because they really want to go for it. I just think it's like cloud chasing or whatever. But I really also love the fact that I've always loved, growing up, I've always loved girlhood and female friendships because of how affectionate they are, like girls can touch each other's boobs and no one is saying, oh, no homo and whatever. And with guys, like, you compliment a guy and it turns into a no homo, oh, you want me, oh, this and that. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, get a grip. Like, that's what I hate, and I think it doesn't help the situation that now people have been turning into this thing of if a guy is cheating or is doing a girl wrong, whatever, and people keep on saying, oh, that's gay, oh, he's gay, or whatever, because now it turns this whole thing of, now everything is gay and whatever. It's like Riley and the Boondocks keep saying, oh, that's gay, oh man, that's gay.
But it was gay. Why should I have to apologize?
Because now, if everything is gay, now these men will be less affectionate, even worse, because even bromances and how I said Kevin Hart and The Rock, they keep on getting these homosexual allegations, and I'm just like, it's just bromance. It's just bromance, guys. Let's let the bromance live on. Like, anyways, I want to say that these kids were shocked at John Kennedy Jr. being Madonna's best FECK, and saying that she's lying and all those other things. And I'm like, you guys don't know Madonna because Madonna has like an elite roster. Like, Madonna has pulled some of the greats. Madonna has kissed Michael Jackson. And yes, I believe that. I believe her 100%. I mean, she went to the award show with her. What do you think happened after that night? Do you think he just dropped her off and was like, okay, goodbye? Something happened. Anyways, she's, pulled Michael Jackson. She also pulled Tupac Shakur, the same person that has been getting Will Smith's wife crazy. Still to this day, Shakur. Why did I say Shakur? Tupac. Anyway, I don't know why she's also pulled Sean Penn and also Dennis Rodman. And Dennis Rodman has pulled the baddies. I mean, he's also pulled Tony Braxton, and he's such a, I don't want to say feminine. I want to say androgynous, I love how he's been androgynous with his styling. I feel like that is what Harry Styles has been trying to do. But what I'm saying is Madonna is that girl and has always been that girl and will forever be that girl. Madonna opened the door for female pop. Madonna opened the door for there to be sexual stuff and them to be sexual and all that. And you're Janet Jackson. I love me. Janet Jackson is my mom. Oh, mother. But Madonna is an icon. And she has an elite roster. And she has done it all and seen it all. And I need her to write 10 million books. And 10 million books. I actually have a book that my friend bought me this book. Where is it? It's somewhere in this room.
What are your dreams? What's that?
To rule the world.
There you go.
Now, lastly, I don't want to talk about these topics too much, but I do want to get into them a little bit. And I want to start off with Jay-Z and that Roots Picnic. I want to say that that is a marketing Genius from Cécred, you know what? They really did their big one because they already had people talking when Jay-Z was at rehearsals and he had his, hoodie up and he was hiding his hair and people are like, oh, what's happening? Is it gonna be a big reveal? What is going on? And that's the way to do it because now he had like this big reveal of him taking off his locks and take off the lace front Jay-Z, but him taking off his locks and rocking his afro, his cloud bob is what they will be saying. But yeah, rocking his afro and them saying that it took like a whole week for them to detangle and comb out those locks and everything. And as much as the bobs are clowning it, saying that he really took off his lace front, is that not what you guys want to happen? People to talk about it. You see, Cécred is on the ball because people are talking about it, whether good or bad. They are still talking about it. They're still talking about Cécred, and Cécred is on everyone's lips and has been and is still on everyone's lips. And I can't wait to get my hands on Cécred myself. I need some Cécred drops. But that's the way to do it, getting people to talk about it and not getting people turned off of it, like how American Eagle did, because they think that they did their big one by getting people to, shock value, but I'm like, it didn't stick because people really spoke about it and they bought, but they didn't care. Like, they don't talk about it anymore. I would rather buy Gap, because Gap had that ad with Cat's Eye and they've already been doing it with other artists and I just wanted my hands on that Gap jeans, which is why I actually researched Gap jeans in South Africa and found that there were no stores. The stores that were here were permanently closed, so we have no Gap stores, and that's branding, that is marketing genius, because you had me Googling for stores and finding out that there's no stores and crying over it. I really cried. I really actually almost took out an episode centered around Cat's Eye, American Eagle, the Gap jeans, and all that. And I was going to say in the episode that I really wanted Gap jeans, so Gap needs to do something and bring a store this side, because I don't like shipping and everything, whatever. I want me to go to a physical store, mainly because I also want to put it on YouTube. But but yes, that is marketing genius, getting people to, people that didn't even, look at your brand. Now they are, their eyes are on it. But another thing that I wanted to talk about is Love Island. We are past week 1 of Love Island. How have you guys been feeling about it? Love Island USA, of course. Don't get me wrong, I used to watch UK, but like the discourse that's happening on social media right now, that's why I stopped too, because the black girls were getting paid dust. Like my first one that I watched was the one with Yewande, and they did my girl dirty. Like, no one was picking her, and yes, they'd pick her, out of pity or whatever, but no one really, wants to couple up with the black girl, which is sad for me. So that put me off the UK one, and I focused on the USA one, and I've been watching the USA one ever since, and I love it. This season is already going crazy. We're already past episode 4, but it is feeling like we are on episode 20 because there's already so much drama. I will say that so far, and I know I've seen the bullying allegations, whatever, but after this episode, I really do love Kada. I'm sorry, I really do love Kada. I really still love Melanie. I love Melanie. She's cute. I don't know, right now she's doing kind of doing a lot, but she's cute. I love Kenzie. I love Kenzie's energy. I love me. I even tweeted about it, and I hardly tweet. I tweeted about it because I love Kenzie's energy. I love me a girl with big personality. I feel like I also have big personality, and a lot of people, try to, like, they'll be like, bring it down a notch. And I'm like, no, we need people with big personalities. We need people that, you know, are just like, I love me a Kiki Palmer. I love me, you know, all those people, you know, people that, you know, can just, but anyways, I think I'm just going crazy, but I do love Kenzie. I love Kenzie. I love, who else is there? Yeah, that's the girls. I feel like that's the girls. I love those three girls. I really also kind of love Anaya. I'm not too sure. I love that she's cool and calm. I love that, you know. So I'm still trying to read her, you know. Yeah, that's the girls, and then the guys, you know, the guys. I mean, Casey. I hate the fact that they paid Casey Dash, you know, in that first episode. Like, I would have been behind his door. I would have been learning plants like Janae. I would be learning those plants because why? He's like easily the hottest guy. I mean, now Corbin is in, and now Corbin is taking that title, but Casey was the hottest guy, you know, easily the hottest guy in that, you know. And then there's also, oh my gosh, Sincere is a cheater. Sincere sounds like sincerely sincere. Sounds like a cheater. He does. He sounds like a cheater. I can't. Oh no, I can't. Sounds like a cheater. Then you have Sean. Sean is cute, you know. Sean is cute and is beefing with his mayor because he said that they spend so much money on the police academy and, you know, getting him into, you know, the academy and whatever. And now it's so unfortunate that he dropped his work to do all that. And the mom came out and said, no, he actually applied for leave. And when he left, you guys rejected that leave. So, and when he said that he's gonna have to, you know, because Trinity said he's a bad cop, and he was like, he's gonna have to, was it Trinity that said that? Yeah. And he was like, he's gonna have to get a career change. I'm like, yeah, you're gonna have to, because you're beefing with your mayor. Like, you don't know, but you're gonna have to, you know, like, it's not a joke. You're gonna have to. If you're joking, well, tough, but you're gonna have to. But Sean is cute. I really am kind of shipping him with Kinsey. I don't know. There's not much chemistry with Trinity and Bryce. There is none, actually. There's no chemistry at all. That's like friendship goals. And I and Casey are cute. I would love that. I said Kinsey and Sean. Kata and Zach, they are cute, you know. They can, you know, stay in their corner. Melanie, I would love her to go with Corbin because Sensei, let's kick off Sensei, guys. Sensei is a cheater. Sensei is gonna be playing those girls. Like, you're shipping him with one of your girls, but he's gonna play them. He's gonna break their hearts. So yeah, I'm just trying to think who else I'm skipping. If I'm skipping people, they want memorable match. Maybe I'll see them in episode 5. But yeah, superstars, that is it for our show this week. This was a catch-up episode because we took out the running club, so that took us, you know, 2 weeks back. You know, when I do the Lebo tries, it takes us out the, you know, so I just had to, you know, catch up with you guys right now. So next week will be a proper hot topics. This week was a hot topics, but a catching up. That's why some of the, you know, topics are a bit old. Some you already know about them, and some that's why I didn't get into them much, like the Jay-Z one. Like, I will tell you that he's beefing with half of the industry because half of that industry was coming for him. And, you know, the best way to do it for me as a rapper, get in the booth or freestyle. Go do a diss track. Don't be a Twitter warrior. So, Nikki, if you're seeing this and you're thinking of me a Twitter warrior, no, my love. Take out that diss track. And everyone else, like, diss track. But anyway, superstars, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next week.